What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 164. And we started today's episode off with a recap of our budget. We've got around 84 to 86 million pounds currently in our transfer budget after a ton of sales in the last episode, after we joined Bayer Leverkusen and started to sell on the aging players, and loads of players their contract come the end of the season as well. We've signed 3 players. We've got the Shocker returning in this Career Mode as he joins Bayer Leverkusen. We signed Leandro, a 6'6" rapid Brazilian centre-half, and we signed perhaps the regen of Manuel Neuer for Ty, the 79 rated, a 20-year-old backup goalkeeper. But after signing Ivan Toney in the last episode, I briefly discussed it. When I joined Bayer Leverkusen, I said to the board, I need to bring my boys with me, and that's plural, boys, not boy. Tony's not the only guy that comes with me when I move teams. His younger brother comes with him as well. That's Ollie Shaw, baby, Oliver Shaw. He's like Tony's little brother in this save. Wherever Tony goes, the little lad follows as well, even though Shaw's taller than Ivan Toney. But yeah, we're going to sign Oliver Shaw as well, and it costs an absolute ton of money to get this guy in as well. But listen, Ollie Shaw is 89 rated at just 23 years old, and now, as we saw last season, can score goals. He scored his first 3 goals in professional football last season for Atletico Madrid, 2 in the same game of course, and a penalty as well. And he signs a 5-year deal on £70,000 a week for a whopping £77.5 million. But Ollie Shaw is one of the best fullback slash wingback slash wide midfielders in the game, and he's back and he's been unleashed. Ollie Shaw, do you notice something different about his appearance? Oh, I know so many of you guys are going to be happy to see this. He's untucked his shirt. He's been unleashed. He said, fuck neatness and comfort. I'm taking it out, baby. I've been unleashed. The shirt is untucked. Ollie Shaw has been unleashed. And I think Shaw in this system is going to really flourish as well. Now, the one thing I'll say in Ollie Shaw's defence over the past 3 years with Roma and Atletico Madrid is that he didn't get as many assists as he did during his time at Sheffield United. Now, the main reason why that is that due to our time managing the Blades, we played a 5 at the back system, or perhaps a 4 at the back system, where we didn't have wide midfielders slash wingers, which meant that Shaw on the left hand side was the only player down the left flank. That meant he was always the furthest player forward on the left hand side, whereas with Roma and with Atletico Madrid, we've always played with wide attacking midfielders or wingers, like in Atletico Madrid's case. Yet here at Bayer Leverkusen, we're reverting to a 3 at the back system where he'll be the only player down left-hand side. So that means Shaw is going to get a lot more involved in our attacks than he had done in the previous 3 years, and that's why he's untucked his shirt. He's been unleashed. He's ready to show everyone just how good he was back in the Sheffield United days, not just on the defensive end, but on the offensive end as well. Ollie Shaw, welcome to the Bayarena for £77.5 million. So Shaw becomes our 4th signing, and following that signing there, we didn't have much money left over due to the fact we'd signed Shaw for a whopping £77.5 million. So I signed 2 free agent midfielders here, Ikoné, who is a French central midfielder, and another Brazilian 6'6" giant, Marcos Vinicius, who is a holding midfielder by trade, 76 rated, only 21 years old, but in my opinion he could play as a cheeky little ball, not a little, but a cheeky tall ball playing defender. I think he looks absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, neither of those players have potential tags, which I literally could not believe. Marcus Vinicius is 21 years old, already 76 rated, but apparently has no potential whatsoever. That's a real shame. But for squad depth on a free transfer, I'm not going to say no. So very happy with those 2 little freebies there. And also this signing I thought was going to be an absolute bargain for us. Our 4th of today's episode for just over the valuation. 1.65 mil is all it cost to bring this teenage talent in. Sebastian Schwartz of Eintracht Frankfurt. He's only 18 years old, but already 68 rated, and he's got the exciting prospect tag and signs a 5-year deal on just £3 grand a week. One word for this deal: bargain. Absolute bargain, this kid. He's got the exciting prospect tag, and I believe this kid has got some serious potential as well. I've given him the number 6 because I think this kid could be a superstar. He could be our German Sergio, like we saw with Mia Martinez at Atletico Madrid. I think Schwartz could be the German version of Sergio. He's only 6 foot, so not the tallest, but again, the exciting prospect tag, and only 18 years old as well. 3-star, 86 jumping, 83 sprint speed. I think this kid has got some serious talent, so very excited for the future of him in our back line. And again, when you think about our centre-backs here, we've just sold Fernando Solero, we've signed Leandro, but the other two main centre-halves here, John Stones, 32, Jorge Mera, 29. We need to get younger players here for the centre-back role, so I'm happy he's in. I think he's going to be a great player as the years go by, and I'm definitely going to give him quite a bit of game time this season to maximise his potential. But still, following the signing there, we tried to sell a few players here, as Loom, one of our third choice goalkeepers, got sold here. But unfortunately, what you're going to see throughout the course of this episode, and you saw a bit in the last episode as well, is that tons of our players that I agreed transfer fees for just refuse to leave the club. It's really bloody annoying, but we just keep on seeing emails saying transfer talks are broken down. We've got tons of young players here, as you can see, but a lot of them are deadwood fringe players that quite frankly haven't got the potential to succeed here at the Bayarena. Yet every time I tried to sell them, they just wouldn't go. But Bayern Munich did do something quite cheeky here and meet the release clause for Ismail Benaka. This is an Algerian central midfielder that was once on the books of Arsenal. 28 years old, 84 rated, and I think they agreed the release clause, which was dirt cheap. So I quickly put a stop to that. I said to Ismail, "You're going nowhere, son. You're staying with us." So I gave him a new deal, delegated to the chief exec, and he's staying here. So that deal doesn't go through. So I'm delighted about that. And as we continue to assemble this German core with a load of good young talent as well, I found this guy when doing some manual searching. It's Marcus Foreign-back of one of my former career mode sides, Hamburg. Now we get him for just over his valuation, which is 3.2 mil plus a 5% sell-on clause. And this kid is 70 rated. He's 20 years old. He's a right winger with 4-star, and this looks like the type of talent that can get bums off seats and really excite the fans. Marcus signs a 4-year deal on £11,500 a week. And again, like Sebastian Schwartz, don't expect this guy to feature that much. He only shows great potential, but again, 4-star. I think he could play on either the left-hand side or the right-hand side. High-low work rates. He's quick. He's got good balance. He's got 87 ball control already, just 70 overall. I think he, like Sebastian Schwartz, could be a really good player in the future for both club and country as well. So very happy with that signing there, as we once again see transfer talks break down here as we try to sell one of our central midfielders from South Africa. But following that, I decided to go after one more big signing with this Bayer Leverkusen team. We didn't have that much money left over, just under £30 million. However, as I was going down my shortlist, I really wanted to bring back Sergio Mia Martinez, but unfortunately, he was just out of our price range. Athletic were going to hold us for around 80 million for the Spanish wonder kid. I just wouldn't be able to afford him. But with Emmanuel Aya, as he's still currently out injured right now with that ACL, Atletico said we could possibly get him for under his valuation at £33.5 million. So what I decided to do was offer them John Stones at 32 years old. Because if we sign Emmanuel Aya, one of Stones or Jorge Mera is going to go onto the bench. And I don't think either of those players are going to settle for bench role. So I said to Atletico, I tell you what, lads, you can have John Stones for free, who's still 87 rated at 32 years old, and we'll give you 15 million as well. And it might seem like a massive overspend, but again, Stones is only 2 ratings higher than Emmanuel Aya, but 10 years older. And I said when we signed him for Roma, this kid could become the best centre-back in world football, and he might be coming off that ACL, but I still believe that's the case. Emmanuel Aya, welcome to the Bayarena. You're back with me, Ollie, and Ivan Toney for 15 million plus John Stones as well. And it might look like an overspend, but again, Stones was never going to play for us he was going to play, but he was going to go onto the bench when we signed Emmanuel Aya, and he's 2 ratings lower than Stones, but 10 years younger. In the first season, Stones is going to start declining. He was going to show signs of depreciation. His value was going to drop as well. I thought it made sense to sell Stones as quickly as possible. I wasn't getting any transfer offers for him, so instead, I thought I'd swap into another club as we couldn't get a fee for him, and to get Emmanuel Aya for 15 million plus an aging John Stones as well. I'm buzzing about that signing. And now two of our back three are in their early 20s, and they're both giants. Aya's 6'5", Leandro's 6'6". You whip across into the centre of our penalty area, there's no chance your forward's going to get on the end of it. They're going to head every single ball away. We've got two trees in our back line now, and I'm buzzing about the signing. It might look like an overspend, but again, I couldn't get a transfer fee for John Stones. But 15 million plus him for Emmanuel Aya, who I still believe, even after that injury, I believe he'll come back stronger and become the best centre-back in world football. I'm buzzing to have Emmanuel back at my disposal. But following the huge signing, I had an interesting bid here from Spurs for Jonathan Ikoné. I didn't plan this. I didn't put him on the transfer list. But a French cam, 87 rated, 28 years old, is valued at 46 million. But the chief exec suggested I could get around 77 million for him. And in the end, we agreed a deal with Jose Mourinho's financial advisor, Mauricio Pochettino, of 76 million pounds. That's 30 million over his valuation. When I agreed that deal, I thought I can't pull out of negotiations now. That is an absolutely fantastic sale we just negotiated there. 76 million pounds, 30 mil over the current market valuation. And listen, this guy looks fantastic. 4-star, 4-star. I think it's high medium work rate. He's got a flair trait as well. Some fantastic stats on him too, but come on guys, 76 million, 76 million pounds. I could not turn that amount of money down. That is 30 mil over his current market valuation. And again, he's got some amazing stats: 99 acceleration, 99 agility, I think it's 89 ball control, 89 dribbling as well, 89 balance. But listen, I think that sale there, it was just too much money to pass up. And once we sold Jonathan Ikoné and the money came into our bank, I thought, do you know what? It's time to bring another legend of the save back. Barry Walsh! Barry Walsh, he never played with us at Roma, but in our debut of Atletico Madrid, we saw how good he was on brief occasions, including in big games. And just like with Emmanuel Aya, Atletico don't seem to value him very highly. They don't think much of our former players. Well, we agreed a cheap deal of just 33 million pounds to bring Barry Walsh to Bayer Leverkusen. It's an absolutely dirt cheap transfer fee, just 2 mil over his current market valuation. And he's 5 years younger than Ikoné. 3 ratings lower, yes, but I believe that this kid has still got room to grow. He's only 23, lest we forget. I believe this guy can be as good as, if not better than Ikoné in a couple of years. And I'm very excited to have him back at my disposal. He agrees a 4-year deal on £50,000 a week. Barry Walsh is back at my disposal alongside Ivan, Ollie and Emmanuel as well. And again, he's 3 ratings lower than Ikoné, yes, but he's much cheaper than the Frenchman. And again, he's 5 years younger as well. I love his technical stats, man. They are so good. The guy barely surrendered possession, high medium work rates, 5-star skills as well. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to play him though. Now, I could play him deeper as part of our midfield 4, take out Diego or perhaps Ishmael and play him alongside Ollie Shaw and Leon Bailey as part of our midfield 4, or I could push him up further and play him alongside Kai Havertz as a cam, supporting Ivan Toney. I don't know, because we spent time playing him more deeper with Sheffield United and with Atletico as well. But if you remember, on brief occasions at Bramwell Lane, we played him in the cam role in our diamond narrow system before we signed Eze. And he was actually very good when pushed further forward. So I'm not sure. He's better suited to playing centrally and not pushed further forward. But when he is further forward, he gets more involved naturally and scores and assists more. So I don't know. I think central midfield is where I'll start him, but I'm not against playing further forward and playing alongside Kai and Ivan Toney as well. But the most important thing is that Barry is in, and we weren't done there for new signings after selling Jonathan Ikoné to Spurs. I found this guy when I was doing some manual searching. It's Tim Raum of Bayern Munich. We get him for his valuation, which is 18.5 mil, plus a cheeky little mini sell-on clause as well from Bayern Munich. And this kid is just 21 years old, already 80 rated. And again, the thing that I really like about this kid is, like with Ollie Shaw, I think he'll be a perfect wide midfielder in our three at the back system, because he's good both on the defensive end and when going forward as well. If we're playing three at the back, we don't just need our wingers to get forward and score and assist. We also need them to track up and down the pitch all game long, have high stamina, and be good on the defensive end as well. And this guy, I think, might well be the regen of Philippe Lahm. We've got Neuer's regen, we've now got Lahm's regen. He's got the exciting prospect tag, right back CM and CDM list of positions. Oh, for goodness sake, it's got to be Philippe Lahm's regen for sure. 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill with medium. Physically, the guy's a monster. 84 stamina, 99 acceleration, 98 sprint speed, I think it's 95 agility, 87 crossing as well. And again, this guy can defend. He's physically solid all across the board. When going forward, he'll offer us something with the high crossing stat and the good passing as well. But again, he's got the stamina to track up and down the pitch all game long. So I think he and Ollie Shaw would be a perfect wide midfield combo. But then I don't know what to do with Leon Bailey. I don't want to have Leon Bailey coming off the bench, so I don't know how to play that really. Does Raum come off the bench? Do we start Lahm's regen on the bench, or does he start in our first 11? I'm not sure. I'll figure it out as time goes on, I'm sure, after a bit of experimenting. But the most important thing is that Lahm's regen is in. And I must say, as we've made so many more signings with Leverkusen today, the team is shaping up really nicely as we get set for our first game with Leverkusen, which is the Super Cup, my first ever, against Inter Milan in the very next episode. And there's still money in the bank to play with, so the rebuild is not finished yet. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for more signings in the next episode, plus our first game with Leverkusen, the Super Cup against Inter Milan, very soon.